Hey y'all, it's Danielle. This is the start of a new vlog. It is October 27th. I just posted my vacation vlog earlier, well, yesterday, the 26th, but it's still like, I haven't been to bed yet, so it's still the 26th. But anyway, just coming on here to update you. I finally stitched. I've been home for a week and had not stitched. I put one strand in one night, but so this might be my completed Quirky Quaker Lovebirds by Darling and Whimsy Design. There are 2 hearts that go above the birds, but I just don't know if I want them there or not. So I decided to just like put it down and I'm gonna think about it, but I was wasting valuable stitchy time by just thinking about it and not doing it. So I decided to put this down. Like I said, it might be done. We shall see. And start the Quirky Quaker Candy Corn Cornelius. So this is that same 32 count Mystic Fabric Linen that I stitched the cauldron on. And I just cut off another section and here we go with the Quirky Quaker. I would like to finish him before Halloween, so should be fine as long as I can stitch every night. That should be a good goal. And then my plans are, I have an ornament that I want to stitch for, I do a ornament swap every year, and I have my ornaments for them. Like it's not a Christmas, or it's not a cross stitch ornament swap, it's an actual ornament swap. But I kind of want to cross stitch an ornament for them. I found this cute little dog paw ornament in like a checkered, like a plaid, you know, that like red and black check, what do they call it? Buffalo check? Yes, buffalo check. And with a little spot to personalize with the name. So I thought I would stitch that for them. But it's chunky, it's 1,000 stitches. And the shipping deadline is the end of November, so that will have to be next on the docket if I'm going, in fact, to do that. But yeah, so I got the orange part of the border done. There are, it's not working well. There's like white stuff that comes off of each long side, as well as like, oh no wait, yellow stuff that comes off each long side, and then white, a little white trim. So the border is definitely not done, but the orange part is. And I might do this one by color completing, because the orange would be easy to color complete. And then so would the yellow, and then the white, and then the black would probably be last, because it's just the eyes, the mouth, and then the bottom part right here that's filled in. So yeah, that's what I've done tonight, and I will see y'all in the next clip. Bye. Hey y'all, so we're gonna try to keep this brief because I'm sure you can hear it. I have come down with something, and I have a seriously sore, irritated throat, and that does not like for me to talk, but I have a lot to show you, so I'm sure I'm fine. I'm sure it's not COVID. I spent like 10 hours getting my house like clean and decluttered, and for us to host my aunt and uncle for a dinner, so I think I just overworked myself. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that I finished the Quirky Quaker Lovebirds. I did decide to go back and add the hearts. So that's done. Yay. And then, but before I did that, oh, and just a reminder, this is a 14 count Picture This Plus Murmur. And I used Forbidden Fiber Co. Dark Cherry for the floss. And then I finished my candy corn. The last time I checked in with you was, today's actually Halloween. It's the early hours of the morning. I haven't been to bed yet. But 4 days ago, I just had the orange border, and that's not bad because I didn't stitch for 2 days because of getting ready to host dinner. And, well, I guess, I don't know, I feel like maybe I recorded 5 days ago. But anyway, after I did the orange border, I did the white along the border, and then I did the white on the side. And actually, when I picked it up last night, that's all I had done was the orange border, the white around the border, and then this strand of white here. So I added this strand of white, did all this white, did this yellow, 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 yellow. Oh, and the 2 little dots. And then I added the black, and then I put the back stitch in, and I was done. I didn't think I was going to finish because it was 400 stitches plus back stitch. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be up that late, but apparently I was up that late. So I finished that. This is the 32 count Mystic fabric linen. And I used the DMC conversion. The model was stitched with Sulky, but I used the suggested DMC. So next up, after I'm gonna get these off the Q-snap is my goal. And the next thing I'm gonna stitch is this little paw. And it has an alphabet to customize the name. So the one that I'm gonna stitch is gonna say Watson, because I'm in this Facebook group that is a ornament exchange. It's not a cross stitch ornament exchange. I just want to cross stitch something for them. And I've been doing it every year. Excuse me. I want to say since like 2016, maybe 2015. I'm not totally sure. And there's a couple hundred members in the group, and there's one person that organizes it. She has us fill out Google Forms, and then she randomly matches people together. Although it's not like a pair of people. So like the person I'm sending to is not sending to me. But yeah, the lady that I got matched to said that they have a dog named Watson. And I looked on Etsy for some kind of dog thing, and this came from a seller named Sam X Stitch on Etsy. So that's next. Then I pulled the fabric and floss. They're right here. So it calls for 310, 321, and 814. And this is a 16 count. It's either a Mystic fabric from a grab bag, so it's not named, or it might be a tea-dyed piece that I got from Fire Puppies. I'm not entirely sure, but I thought just a nice neutral. And then I'm gonna put it in a little, I'm gonna put it in one of those little hoops that has the little hook on it. I swear there's a hair there and I just can't grab it. There we go. Dog fur, my hair, it's all over the place. So yeah, that is my next project. It's chunky. It's with the name, it's probably close to 1,200 stitches. So I hope to power through the whole thing, because my shipping deadline is by the end of November, but I might have to take just like a small break from it, because I tend to burn out after anywhere from 500 to 1,000 stitches, so we'll see. All right, but I'll check back in with y'all in a few days, either probably when I'm done with this little ornament, or just checking in with it, maybe if I have to set it down or whatever. But I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey y'all, just wanted to give you a little update. I am trucking right along with this little paw print. I cannot even tell you like how much I love this pattern. It's like the perfect combination of color blocking, but like you don't get tired of color blocking because the most you're doing is 9 stitches. And so, you know, the color blocking is interrupted by counting, but not complicated counting, because you're never counting more than like 3 or 4 stitches away. It's just so perfect. Like, I'm so in love with this pattern, which probably explains why in 3 stitching sessions I've done close to 900 stitches. I was worried that I would have to drag through this, but no, that is not the case. I only have 177 regular stitches left, and then however many stitches are in the name. So yeah, like just giving you a little updates. I go get my bivalent COVID booster today, so I'm kind of hoping if it does make me feel like crap, I mean, I already feel like crap anyways, so it's all good, right? But yeah, so I'm hoping as long as the booster doesn't kick my butt, this should be done like in the next 24 to 48 hours, which is great because I'm really kind of itching to work on a whip, like work on a bigger project, because I feel like I haven't in a while, because I did the Quirky Quaker, and then I did like 3 Quirky Quakers in a row, and now this other little small one. So I feel like I'm getting a little burnt out on small little patterns. But oh, and I ordered, so I've been seeing Stitcherista and then also Helen D talk about finishing boards from, I think she's called Starry Night Studios, Alyssa, on Etsy, and I ordered a finishing ornament for this, so we'll definitely be showing that off when it comes, or at the very least when I, you know, assemble it and put it together. So alright, just thought I'd show you my progress. I was really unsure when I pulled the colors. It was black and then like 321, which is not the brightest red, but a bright red. And then I kind of had like a rusty red, like a very dark orangey red in my mind for the other red. So I was very surprised to see that it was burgundy, and I was like, don't know how I feel about the burgundy. But now that it's stitched up, I really love it. I stitched the bottom part first, and I was like, yep, it works. It's awesome. Love it. All right, that's it for me this clip. Wish me luck that my COVID booster does not kick my butt too bad, and that I'll have this done soon. So see you in the next one. Bye. Hey y'all. So look, I finished it. Oh, I'm so happy with it. It's so good. I did not want to give this away, but once I started personalizing it, obviously it's gonna go to its home, because I have no need for a dog paw ornament that says Watson. But yeah, so this is done. It only took me 4 stitching sessions. Pretty good for, I mean, I can average like 200 to 300 stitches a session. It's just kind of rare that I get to do that like 4 days in a row. So yeah, it's done. So now I'm going to work on, I call it my Christmas deer kit, because it's by one of those like Russian or Ukrainian designers, and nothing on this packaging is legible to me except cross stitch kit. But here's the company information. I have seen this on mybobbin.com, so I know it's findable there, but it's beautiful. My husband gifted this to me the first Christmas that I was a cross stitcher, and I really love it, but I've only worked on it twice since I started it. This is as far as I am. I'm hoping to fill this face out a little bit more. It is, I was able to scan the pattern and barely get it into Pattern Keeper. I'll show you just like a little bit of, yeah, I mean, it's not pretty, and like, because of the contrast, you know, and like trying to read the chart, like it's, some places are darker than others. So I keep the chart close at hand in case I need help figuring out what is what. But so it's a difficult, you know, it's a difficult stitch. Also, it's, you know, it's kitted floss, and these strands are so short, y'all, so short. So what I do, because it kills me to loop start, because if I loop start I can only get like 20 stitches, and I don't know about y'all, but I can't be changing my needle that often. So what I do is I pull 2 strands, but then I use the 1 strand loop start method just with 2 separate strands. And that helps too because there's a lot of blends. So there's a lot of times where I do have to use 2 separate strands anyways and can't loop start. I had bought this, it's one of those bags plus bobbin things. I was hoping maybe I could like jam the wad of floss in, but it doesn't work. The bobbin things are just too tight. So I just wrap it up and put it in there, but because it's pretty, I don't know why. I should probably, you know, destash it or whatever, since it doesn't really serve my needs. But yeah, so this is my starting point. I also really want to work on the Nutcracker by RATM. I had nearly filled my Q-snap, which was pretty close-ish to a page finish. So I'd like to, you know, work on that some more. And then I don't really have plans after that. For me, like November, December, January, that is all like winter, Christmas appropriate. So I'm not really a seasonal stitcher, except I guess like I'll work on anything at any time, but I guess during this time of year, I want to work on my winter, Christmassy, seasonal stuff. So my plans are this, and then probably move to the Nutcracker, and then I want to do the Michelle Bindi trimming the tree, so I might start that. So yeah, these are my plans, and yeah, I will check in with y'all soon. That's it for this one. Bye. Hey y'all, So you may notice this looks a little different than the last time you saw it. So I've put in quite a few stitches. You know, this entire like neck basically didn't exist before. But you may notice that there is something that did exist before that no longer exists. When I very first started this chart, I started somewhere in this vicinity, as that was the middle point. And I like worked my way up here and up here with this main brown color. And that was like my first session. Yeah, I was like, I got some stuff here, here, and here. And then I worked on it one more time. I didn't do that many stitches. Like that's when I came like down around the bottom of the eye and like just started to come down this way. And I only had like that line of stitches and that line of stitches or whatever. So since then, like I've built up like all of this here. And I was like, I'm tired of working with brown. Yeah, I'm so over this dark brown. So I was like, let me pull out this. It's still brown, but it's like a tan color. And I put in, because I had stitches up here, so I counted off of these stitches up here. I was like, okay, let me put in this line right here. And then I had the tip of the nose too, but we'll discuss that later. So that was like the tip of the nose. And I was like, oh, wonderful. Like I can now see like the shape of the face. This is great, right? So again, like in the spirit of being tired working with these browns, I was like, okay, let me get out. I know this looks black, but it's like espresso. I was like, let me get out this dark brown. And first I put in this little line and I put in the eye, the dark brown in the eye. And then I came down here and I did the nose. And then I pulled out this tan color again, yeah? And I was working my way. This tan color started here. And then I came down here. And then I get down here. And I start to run into the nose before I should. By like 2 stitches. I was going to hit the nose where the tan stitches belonged. And I was like, well, this is no good. And so I counted and I was off by 2. Like this nose was this way towards the eye by 2 stitches. And I had seen what I did off of this line. I only went 1 stitch out instead of 2 stitches out, but I was like, that doesn't account for the other stitch. Like I only saw my mistake being 1 stitch. So I'm like, how am I still 2 stitches away when Atticus? I'm like, how am I still 2 stitches away from where I should be when my mistake was only 1 stitch? Well, I remembered like the first or second time I worked on this, I had made a mistake up in this region. But I thought that I had like corrected. I thought I had like corrected it, like evened it up basically. So I didn't really care. I mean, you can see these colors up here aren't that different. I didn't really care what colors were there. I just wanted the stitches on the piece to match the stitches, you know, on the pattern. And I thought I had done that, but apparently I had not. And so what happened was somewhere in this vicinity right here, I skipped a row. Like there was like this one spot where it was supposed to be 1 blank 2 and then 2 and then 3. And the 2 that was by itself, I didn't have that. I had the 1 space 2 and then I had the 3. So everything from that point over was one stitch too close to the eye. Y'all, I have just spent the last like 3.5 hours. So first I ripped out, I was like, I know the nose has to go. And this line here, I was like, I know that's bad. So then what I did was I stitched from these stitches and I put the nose back in and I put that line back in. But that's when I knew for sure, because this line isn't supposed to touch the stitches over here, and it was by one. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's off by 1 row. And I had found the mistake, you know, I found it, I just didn't know if it impacted everything. So I started just like ripping back row by row by row, and then I ended up doing a little bit more than was necessary because I had to tuck some tails and stuff. But yeah, so it's ripped out now. I am going to go to bed because I'm not touching this anymore for a little while. Honestly, like, I want to put it down and pick something else up, but I'm stubborn and it will not beat me. So my plan is to, starting from the eye, so that's what I've been doing, like all these rows I've counted off the eye, because like I was counting how far across this should be from the eye, and I feel like everything, you know, from the eye down is okay. So I'm counting all these rows off the eye, and then I'm gonna rebuild what I had, and hopefully then, Atticus, hopefully I can still do some more fill-in. That's what I really wanted to do. There's 2 primary colors in here. There's a bunch of confetti in the nose, but there's 2 primary colors in this area here that I was hoping to get basically filled in. But I don't know if that'll happen now, but I will at least, you know, rebuild what I had, because I'm stubborn like that and it's made me mad now. So that's where we are. Hopefully you see a good update in the next clip. I don't know how many days that'll take me. This was like 4 days worth to get down all this way and all this fill-in. So all right, that's it for this one. My dogs are demanding to go outside, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey y'all, Danielle here. So I decided that tonight was going to be an FFO kind of night, partially because I needed to FFO my little ornament that I'm sending to my Christmas ornament swap partner. Not cross-stitch ornament swap. I have regular ornaments for them, which I might show y'all when I actually go to package her package. But they're still wrapped up from my trip. I need to get them out because shipping deadline is in, oh gosh, like 2 weeks. So anyway, I had built up a couple of FFOs that needed to go into the journal, but not the least of which being the cover to the journal. This is Odd World by Michelle Bendy Stitchy Designs, and it was designed for this journal, and it's on 18 count picture, or not 18 count Fibralicious Ada with the Fibralicious floss. It's still wet, you can see. Let me just say, I do not like this doing this fiddly type stuff. It's painstaking to me, but it's on there. I have to be very careful since it's still wet. I have not put in my cover page yet. That is going to be my first little cross stitch that I ever did. This might be difficult to show y'all. So the first page that I did tonight, oh my man's at? Okay. We're gonna try something a little unconventional here. I'm gonna hold the phone with the with the hand that's holding up the cover. Okay, so I wanted to do a page in the journal for the Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit. Okay, now I can transition. So this is what I did. These were stickers that we got from Stephanie Lindy Stitches, and so they fit very well. I know I vlogged about this, but while I was at the retreat, I was very regretful that I did not bring a small with me that I could like start and finish at the retreat. So what I did was I asked all my table mates for a piece of floss, and I stitched PNWSS, Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit 22, with flosses from my table mates. And then this, I'm not gonna take it out, especially because I'm one-handed right now, but this is a little bookmark that somebody gave out, and I had everybody from the table sign the back of it. I'm gonna use this little flap here to journal about it. One, possibly both sides, we'll see. And then I put in my cover. These are the cover photos for the patterns that we got. This is, and I had Steph and Janine sign them. So yeah, those are my Pacific Northwest Stitch Summit pages. Next, don't mind the mess back there. Okay. Whoop. This is fun. I just don't want that to touch the table. So these are my two little quirky Quakers that I did for Halloween. That's the cauldron, that's the candy corn. I did them close enough together that time-wise that I just went ahead and put them on the same page. And then on the next page is the little project that I did in the airport. Well, started at the airport and on the plane when I was headed on my trip to Tennessee. And then that sticker is from Buc-ee's, which I guess if you know, you know. There's this gas station chain called Buc-ee's that's like a big deal. And it's huge. It's like the size of a Walmart, y'all. And they just have like everything under the sun there. And so my friend and I were able to stop on our way to Nashville. Yeah, so and she bought something that had a Buc-ee's sticker on it. And so I was like, oh, I want the sticker for my journal. So yeah, that is what got added to the journal. And I need to put this little thing back because there might be still a little bit of wetness that I felt rubbing off onto the model. I think you might have gotten a sneak peek of my other finish. So the last thing that I did, again, needed to FFO because of this little thing. So this is my completed ornament for my Christmas ornament swap person. They have a dog named Watson. So I found this little pattern on Etsy. I think, yeah, so like my whole vlog before this, like you saw this come together. I did this in like 4 days and I really love it. I really might have to stitch more of them for my dogs. But this ornament form, this finishing form, is from Alyssa at Starry Night Studios on Etsy. Now, let me tell you, I had been hearing Stitcherista talk about her, and I was kind of like, I was thinking about it. I was like, because this would have fit in one of those little decorative oval hoops, like that are the faux wood, And that's what I was planning to do, because then I was like, well, then it's not really Christmas. I mean, the pattern is kind of Christmassy, but then at least the finish wouldn't be Christmassy. So if she wanted to put it on her wall all year, she could. And then also that's like the easiest way for me to finish something. But I was like, well, do I go be a little extra and buy something, you know, fancy for the ornament? And I was kind of like, I looked, but then I just hadn't pulled the trigger. And then I was watching one of Helen D's last Flosstubes, and she mentioned her too. And she said she'd mentioned them before, and I guess I just wasn't paying attention. So the fact that like a second Flosstuber that I watched like dropped her name, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take it as a sign. And I knew I had to, if I was gonna order, I had to do it pretty quickly because these are all made to order. So it does take just a little bit of time, but it didn't take an absorbent amount of time. And actually, I think my range for when I would get it was like November 17th through the 21st. And I got it in my mailbox on the 12th. So it actually came sooner than expected. And I just love it. It's just impeccable. Like, look at her corners. Look at it. It's so good. So there's the back. Yeah, it's perfection. And I mean, I want to say with shipping, I paid 11 and change. I gotta say, do you know how much money it would have cost me to buy the ribbon? That's 2 different kinds of ribbon, yeah. The fabric, obviously the sticky board. I would have paid more than that in material. And granted, yes, I would have leftover material, but what am I gonna do with the leftover material? It's gonna sit in my bin, you know? So personally, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I think I will be back for more, and her work is beautiful. And yeah, I mean, that's just, to me, the savings of like, and then not to mention, mine would never look this beautiful. It would never. It would never look this beautiful. So I'm just, yeah, I'm really happy with it. So like I said, I don't think it'll be in this vlog unless I'm super lazy, but I will show you the ornaments that are gonna go to her when I package this whole thing up. But yeah, so those are my fully finished objects. I'm pretty excited to have all that done. I have a huge mess to clean up now. Not to mention, my table was already a mess because I'm destashing like kitchen servingware stuff. So I had to like make space to do this. But yeah, so that is my update for the night. I will probably be showing you my Christmas deer soon because I think I'm burning out. So next clip, you'll probably be seeing where my stopping point is on that. So that is all for this one. See y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey y'all, Danielle here. So I actually don't think that I am at my stopping point yet on my deer, but I was looking at all my vlog clips and realizing that the vlog is getting a little long. So I decided that I would film a last clip of the deer for now and then go ahead and throw all this together and get it up on the YouTubes and start a new vlog. Because I don't want this one to get too outrageously long. So, as you can see, I've done quite a bit since last time you saw this. So, every time I start filming, I like start with it away from me and then I want to point, so I have to move it. So I rebuilt what had been ripped out, and yeah, everything from like here over was not only 1 stitch too close to the eye, it was also 1 stitch too high. So it was a mess, and I didn't want to like have to keep fudging and keep like remembering what did I fudge to make that fudge and da 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 da. But anyway, so rebuilt it. that was all of this and a little tiny bit in here, but not much. I have added like all this down here in the chest. I've almost filled in the muzzle. A lot of this is like confetti. So what I would still like to do, I am kind of feeling like I'm burning out on it, but what I would still like to do is up here, like through here and here, is like largely one color. So I'd like to kind of get that done. I mean, so if you look at the chart, let me grab it, or not the chart, the cover. The face has like a really definable area, and like on the chart I can really see like where the face ends and the ears begin and the antlers begin. Yeah, so personally I would really like to finish the whole face and forehead, you know, like from the crown down to and like right now where I've stitched to, you can see where that gray is. That's the area that I'm in, so I could finish the chest over to that first set of berries. That would be like a stretch goal, the whole face being done. I'm weird that I don't want to start something if I can't fit it in the Q-snap. So like this greenery, I've been wanting to start it, but I can't fit it in the Q-snap. So like down and coming around, I don't know. I know at some point you have to, but like same with the ears, like that ear, I can't fit in the Q-snap. That one I might be able to. But so I would love to finish his face and chest and have that like fully done, maybe even with the back stitch. I don't think it's gonna happen though. But yeah, so he's beautiful, but dang, it's a lot of stitches. But yeah, so that's where I am with him. Yeah, I was really happy once he actually started looking like something. That was fantastic. But yeah, so like I said, I am still gonna work on him a little bit. I think I have another night or two in me before I switch, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw this all together and make a video and put it up on YouTube for y'all. So that's gonna be it for this one. Thank y'all so much for returning, or if you're new here, thank you for stopping in, and thank you to everybody who likes and comments and subscribes and all that good stuff. And I will see y'all in the next vlog. Have a good couple weeks. Bye.